do you guys think about the current state of multiplayer games? I mean, do you feel like developers are kind of focusing up on battle passes too much, or the cosmetics, the way they kind of look about things? Do you think they would ruin the games nowadays? Like, what do you feel like?
So for a lot of games, I would say not.
The reason, my fault. I don't mean to cut you off. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I seen something on Twitter where somebody was talking about like. I know. I seen somebody, they were talking about the current state of like next gen gaming and how it lacks multiplayer and stuff, and like they were pretty much saying like the issue is regarding multiplayer is like cosmetics and microtransactions and battle passes. Like that's the cause of it, which I disagree completely. But I just thought it was interesting because I'm like, how does an in-game purchase that doesn't affect the gameplay ultimately make the demise of the multiplayer genre? So that's the main reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this, because I thought it was interesting.
Not yet though. I'll let Nick go, but I can definitely answer that.
So I mean, I kind of feel like if you're talking about specifically like the cosmetics and battle passes, I don't know. Like, does it really, like, you have to ask about it. Like, does it really hurt the experience in certain cases? But I don't know. In cases like Fortnite, because I'm a consumer to that, I think it works in something like that specifically. But when it comes to like other games, I can't even think of like an example.
Yeah, when there's
Call of Duty.
Well, when there's a lot of,
like something like that. Yeah, something like that, or fucking Halo when they brought shit like that to. Yeah, it doesn't do the greatest when it comes to certain games like that, in my opinion.
Well, if you notice, with games like that is the ones you actually pay for, and then there's microtransactions inside of that. So right. A lot of the battle passes and cosmetics are not really ruined by the free games like Fortnite and Apex and stuff like that. Like, that's fine because it's making the game more accessible for people because they're making the money off of microtransactions. But that microtransaction is what's paying for the game. That's why it's able to be free and accessible to other people. Now I see what you're talking about. Like, if you're playing Call of Duty and then you get microtransaction, then that's a problem because then you're paying double the amount, which is stupid.
Exactly. I agree with that. It's pretty dumb.
But again, microtransactions is all up to the player. You literally don't have to spend not a dime to play these games. But if you want it, then you're gonna spend it.
The only thing you can pay your way to win too. Right? That's the only thing with some games. That's the problem.
No, but that's not true though.
There's a lot of games that you don't have to pay to win. There are a lot of games
you don't gotta pay to win. I wouldn't say that microtransactions are ruining multiplayer gaming, but I will say I feel like a lot of game developers, and I know a couple of games just off the top of my head, are kind of like holding back content to release it at a later date when they know the content was already ready to be released with the game.
I would agree on that.
I will say that. Like, for example, I don't know if any of y'all play Mario Strikers, the newest Mario Strikers game on the Switch or whatever.
That game is terrible.
Yo, yeah. It released with horrible content. It was a lackluster effort, and then they started releasing characters down the line. And you're thinking to yourself, yo, bro, I know y'all have like data for Daisy or Yoshi sitting around or whatever. Ain't no way in hell that you did that.
But those were free though.
They were free. Regardless of them being free, it hurts the game overall because who wants to? You bought a $60 game and it has the content of a $30 game? Come on now, man. You're not going to wait for that. You feel cheated. You want to wait and waddle through the bull crap then to get the rest of the game. Whether it's free or not, no one's going to do that. Like, that is ruining some parts of the game for me. Like, no, that'd be like them. They'd be like them having like, oh, here's Street Fighter 6. They kind of did it with Street Fighter 5, but we're not going to talk about
it. They did it with Street Fighter 4.
No.
Bro, Street Fighter 4 had like 4 characters.
No, it had 16. I remember. Don't get me started.
They had 16.
But no, it had like 8 characters when it came out, bro.
No, you're right. But you're right. You're right. They're definitely right. But the difference is, though, I mean, like, what the fight. There's endless amounts of fun you can have with a fighting game, regardless of the amount of characters. Like, that comes down to online and matches and all that stuff. For a Mario Strikers game, I mean, come on now. Why? So, go ahead.
To your point, though, Mario is the exception to the rule. And the only reason why I say that is because like when we're thinking like listen though, when we're thinking about multiplayer games, who the hell is thinking about Mario Strikers? Let's be real. Like it,
dude,
like
that
it,
was the
wait, no,
multiplayer
hold
game
on,
back in
hold
the
on.
day.
Yeah, but like when we're talking about even in regards to the Switch, Mario Strikers is nowhere on the level of a Splatoon 3. Let's just be real. Like when it comes to multiplayer. Now the thing is like, yeah, was it a jack move by Nintendo? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's still free content. And again, no matter whether you have Daisy in the beginning of the launch or at the end of the game's life cycle, that still doesn't hinder the gameplay at all.
You're
the
right.
Gameplay is still the same.
Right? Just don't
so,
charge
like, this whole
coming out. That's all.
I mean, but that's going to be the case now. So, like Danny, you mentioned it earlier. Now, the one thing I don't like, where I do feel like this hurts the game, is Call of Duty is a great example. Like that game, right? You have to pay $60 for it, right? So at this point, you're just paying for the game. But the issue is, I noticed with a lot of games, well, especially with Modern Warfare 2, I don't really remember about the other ones, but I know Modern Warfare 2019 didn't have this. But even in regards to like in-game content, even if you like for example, the operators, right? The operators that are in Modern Warfare 2, a lot of the skins and cosmetics either require a battle pass or you have to purchase a blue point pack.
Yeah.
There's no in-game version to earn different skins for them anymore. Whereas though Modern Warfare 2019, you had the opportunity to complete challenges and shit like that to unlock different skins for your favorite operators. That is a double-edged sword because now you have to pay $60 for the game and then to use an operator that you like, for example, Ghost, right? We all know Ghost. Right. In order to use different skins for him, you have to buy them out of the shop. So now you're asking for even more money. And now that's why I'm kind of like, all right, this is fuck bullshit. Like,
yeah, that's what we were saying. We're all agreeing with each other. Like, it's okay for the free multiplayer games, but when you're doing it like you said, Call of Duty, if you're paying that initial $60 and then you got to pay another $20 and then another $20 just to get a certain item, it just doesn't make sense. It's so stupid. They should just be like, you paying for the game, you pay that $70-$60 and then you just have to unlock, like back then you used to have to unlock those certain items just by doing like hard challenges that are almost impossible. What happened to that shit? Now they want just so much money that they keep doing those in-game transactions, but don't do it to the games that you have to pay for to get. It's okay to do it for the free games because you're making the money off of that initial item. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
So there's a question. So like, do those things hurt it ultimately? Because in many ways it works, but in regards to Call of Duty specifically, right? Like, I think the thing about it is that the reason why I think they do what they do is because Warzone, everything is cross progression in Call of Duty. So like, whatever level you are in one game, you're the same level in the other. And like all your COD points, all your operators, the operators you buy from Call of Duty Cold War, they're playable in Modern Warfare. Warzone. Same thing with the ones you buy from Vanguard. They're all playable in Warzone. So I think in that regard, that's probably the reason why they do it the way they do it, because like Warzone has become so popular. That being a free game, it's like, oh, well, whatever you bought from this Call of Duty, you can just use that in Warzone.
Well, then I think that makes it a little bit better.
A lot of people. Like, for example, they have the, I don't know if you guys seen it, but they have the Shredder from Ninja Turtles, a collab skin coming in Modern Warfare 2. So, like, there's going to be a reason to buy that if you play Modern Warfare and Warzone. Because you have access to on both games.
Right. Well, that would make more sense if that's what they're doing.
So I think that's the reason behind it. But I don't know, like just the whole concept about people saying that specifically ruins games, or like how microtransactions.
As far as
John, you mentioned it earlier about how they dictate games. I don't really see that, so I don't understand the argument there.
The example though, like before you went on, because I was about to give the example, like fighting games, for example, like I'm starting to see like a new trend of just, even the past couple of years, from microtransactions. In order to get a character, you had to buy them, and that character probably is stronger than the default characters you have. And I you can literally pay.
That was definitely the case for Dragon Ball Fighters. Dragon Ball Fighters. It was definitely paid to win for Dragon Ball Fighters to an extent. Like,
no,
it was. Bardock, we released the time he was dominant as all.
For casuals and for people who didn't know how to play the game.
Not just for casuals. If I look at it this way, if a really skilled player who already mastered the basics of the game, or just mastered the game in general, picks up a character who excels at those basics and all that stuff, that's double time, man. What?
Yeah, but at the same time, you can make the argument that they just needed to nerf the character when he came out.
Yeah,
that's all that is. Like you can, but to say like because you bought him, that's the sole reason where the disadvantage is. I don't really think
it was like
really
they were Smash 4, man.
Because you can easily nerf the character to balance everything out.
And even games like Battlefield and Destiny, like I see there a lot too. Like you can buy certain guns that are stronger than others, rather than like grinding your way to unlock that gun. Somebody can just.
Destiny's a free game.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying like the aspect of somebody having an advantage over somebody else that's just trying to build.
I see what you're saying because I'm not gonna. Well, I see what you're saying because like if you But like what he's meant, like remember Destiny 1, right? Even though like you couldn't buy it at the time, like
you still can unlock that same weapon that you're buying, though.
Yeah, I don't know how it works in the second one. But like take a weapon like the Galahorn. Like imagine if we could buy that back then in Destiny. That shit changed everything, bro. Like,
and then it
or the Steros regime. Like, imagine buying those weapons.
Bro,
like,
it would never be. We would never. We would never have to. Like, we would never get a chance to relive that fucking experience again, man.
I know that period was crazy. The Galahorn, bro.
Oh shit.
I'm not saying that you can't unlock it. I'm saying like somebody that could just buy it straight off the bat, and versus somebody that doesn't want to buy it and they just want to earn it. Like,
yeah, but I think that's rare, though. I don't think we see that often, though. Yeah, I think that's kind of rare. Because I've played Battlefield, and there's no instance where you can buy a gun, like, and it's better. Like, I mean, yeah, it might have a faster fire rate or something, but it's not like when you buy that gun, it's superior than every other gun in the game to where you're just wiping the floor with everybody. That's not really the case.
The skill's all in the player, not the things you buy.
Yeah.
Quick question for me. My bad. Go ahead, Don. You got it.
About to say, because I don't know if it was like the latest Battlefield. It's getting to the level now. It's going past microtransactions and going to NFTs, and they're starting to.
But that's a separate thing, though. Like I said, like that, none of that stuff impacts gameplay.
Yeah, but who really plays Battlefield?
Well, the new one, a lot of people.
He's like, hold on, whoa.
I haven't seen people play.
I mean, bro, you're talking about a multiplayer game that goes up until 120 players. A lot of people play it. Like,
we're like, whoa, hold on there.
I mean, but I got a question for Mamir. I mean, would you say, and this is gonna sound stupid, but would you say Wii Sports is a multiplayer game you think about when you think of Nintendo?
Yeah, but like it's not a real popular multiplayer game. Like you got some people that may play it, but when you think multiplayer, like the game, the whole thing was like why we don't have multiplayer games now in this generation, and like what's causing the lack of multiplayer games. When you think of that, you don't really think about Wii Sports and Mario Strikers.
I mean, I guess like, you're right. I guess you're right. But I will say they need to release a lot of times. It just can't be debunked, man. A lot of times they release these games for $60 with like $20 worth of content in it, and then
like imagine
free later on. I'm like, come on now, man. I want it there and there. Don't make me pay $60 for it. Then that's the case.
So let me ask you this, right? How would you feel if Splatoon 3 had microtransactions?
I'd fucking hate it.
But why though? Why?
Why? I mean,
nothing with the gameplay.
Come on, like it's a one. It
wouldn't affect gameplay though.
No, the game overall doesn't have that much content to begin with. To begin with, like, it doesn't. I'll play Splatoon 3. You have what, maybe 5 maps or something like that to start out with, something like that. it already kind of like spoon feeds you the content here and there. I know you probably played before, so you know what I'm talking about.
Well, the Splatoon, the reason why Splatoon is always so successful and it has so much longevity is because it's that traditional multiplayer. It's very basic. It's not too much. It doesn't overwhelm you. There's a survival
Also,
mode.
don't forget, Nintendo fanboys are dumb and they will buy anything. Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but people that play Splatoon are really into Splatoon. Like I don't.
They are.
Not a lot of just randoms are just like, all right.
Yeah, no, you're right. Not a lot of randoms are playing Splatoon. I was playing around with the Nintendo thing somewhere, but no, you're right. It's just that I just don't. I see it happen with Nintendo quite a lot. It's just that they're selling us $60 games now, $70, $60 games and all that stuff. And they're like providing us with like $30 worth of content, and they're saying, "Oh, well, bring us some more down the line, and it'll be free." I'm like, I just don't. I
find it funny though because like we weren't bitching when Sephiroth came to fucking Smash. Everybody paid for that.
No, I didn't pay for it. I stopped playing Smash Bros.
Danny was one of the first people that got him.
I bought him for $5.
You got him when he first came out. Like
I damn sure did.
But Smash Bros. Is a completed thing overall. It's a completed.
No, because like in the you have to unlock everybody in the in game. But it's still one of those games where Sephiroth could have been added. He could have been added for free. He could have been added at launch.
Bro, it's Square Enix.
No one complained.
You know how hard it was to get Cloud in that game?
It was hard enough to get Cloud. How much money Nintendo spent on Square Enix just to get that?
Yes,
Square
Enix was not having it.
Well, this is where they need to take notes from Epic because Epic gets everybody. So I don't understand why.
But you know how much money
with that money sometimes, man.
Yeah, but like, can't you? Doesn't Nintendo have way more money than Epic?
Oh, of course, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
But just like Aaron said, he said that they stingy. Epic ain't stingy.
That Nintendo is they had a Metroid, a Samus skin planned for Fortnite. I think I heard one time, and Nintendo did not let them use it. Why? Who the fuck knows? It's Nintendo. Bro, that would have brought a lot of sales into the Metroid franchise, but it didn't do it. And Nintendo fanboys are online talking about well, I don't want Samus in there anyway. It's a kids game. Like what?
All I'm saying is like Resident Evil is in Fortnite right now. Leon and Claire are in that game. You're not about to tell me if you buy those skins, that's going to reshape the gameplay.
It's not.
It's not.
You're right.
Like,
it's not.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like,
But the overall thing is Smash Bros. Had content to begin with off the back, though. Like, it's just out of it.
Wait, hold on. No, Smash Bros. Was different, though. I forgot what character Alice was playing with at launch. I think it was what was that character called? I think it was from Xenoblade.
Oh,
whatever.
Shulk?
No, it wasn't Shulk. It was the girl. Bro, when she came out, she was different.
Oh, yeah,
she was different. She was crazy. Like, that was a different type of tier. That was cheating at that point.
She made me stop playing the game competitively. That's why I fucking dropped Smash Brothers. I dropped it.
He said, I can't do it.
That's a good example of where I'm coming from, right there.
She was crazy when that joint came out. Nintendo took too long to nerf her for sure.
Imagine if when Last of Us 2 come out with their own line, I hope they don't go like that kind of.
Oh, you know they are. You know they are. They're gonna go. There's gonna be microtransactions in factions.
If they do that, I'm gonna disown Naughty Dog forever.
So wait. So what is it?
Give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Give it a chance. It's all right.
Wait. Don, so is it the concept that they're offering you cosmetics? Like what necessarily is the issue with the microtransactions?
It's mainly like when you put an overpowered weapon into a game or like a character, and then you have the option to buy it or you can earn your way. You know people are gonna buy it. The people that have money.
It's a rare instance that they do that though.
I don't know.
So
the games lately.
So it's not necessarily the cosmetics or the battle pass issue. You just don't want it to be an unfair advantage based off of the specific cosmetic in the game.
Yeah,
I don't care if to buy the skin, I don't care about that kind of stuff. You want to change the color or your gun or that's optional. But like if it's like a skill ranking kind of thing, it's like, all right, come on now.
Okay, that makes sense. I agree with Danny. I think it's extremely rare. I don't really see it that much. But if it's from that perspective, I completely understand. Yeah. Like I think, didn't they used to have that in Uncharted games? I think they used to have a thing where you can buy boosters and some shit like that for online, where you
like
could.
The third one,
Yeah, I remember that.
You could buy stuff to have an advantage over everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
That used to be annoying. It's like somebody just brought the whole game and then you had to add more money into the shit. It's like, all right, come on.
But then again, look what happened to that multiplayer game. Where's it at now?
Right.
Yeah, hit it off.
All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps up our how our thoughts on the current state of multiplayer games.